Howdy, we're back. Sorry.
Who was that your little friend with the fucked up teeth that be stealing our shit?
Oh, stop it.
He's still in the hallway.
I don't need nobody stealing no more of my stuff.
Shit, they ain't gonna stop anyhow. Anyway, we back.
Yeah, so like that's the whole shit in a nutshell. When
that's a lot of shit, and it was shitty.
When you go to work or school, and you're expecting to bond with other black women, other black people, and
yes,
they don't gravitate towards you. And I'm sad to say the same thing happened to me in high school. Most of my friends were either West Indians, West Indian blacks, or Hispanics.
It's a competition, and we don't have to be in competition. I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to realize that shit. It's not a fucking competition.
It shouldn't be.
Because white people will just say, hey girl, I like your cardigan. Where you got it from? Spanish girls will just say, hey girl, I like them shoes. Where'd you get them? Where'd you do your hair? And I have no fucking problem telling you.
Right.
The black boys gotta be like sending a memo and shit. Doing weird shit. So it's like...
And then everybody shuns you and they stop talking to you.
It gets weird.
Or they'll come in with the same hairstyle.
And that's fine. Don't fucking talk to me because I don't want to fucking talk to you.
I mean, it's petty.
It's
very petty.
I'll tell you one thing, and I don't really talk too much about work on here, but my new supervisor is fucking dope. She reminds me of my other supervisor back in 2019. And she's fucking amazing. She's amazing. And she's a team player. We always make jokes on TikTok about how we don't like to hear that, but really and truly, we're just all here to do a job. It's not about getting personal. But people get personal, and it gets funky, it gets funny. But
and competitive.
I love when I can be around other black women. I don't care what island you're from. I don't care if your family's from down south, wherever the fuck you from. I don't care if you're from the private house. I don't give a fuck if you're from the hood. If you fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. If you're fun and you're funny, you like to have a good time, and that's it. We clock out, and that's it. See you Monday. But people don't know how to just do that.
Right.
And us as a people, we have to stop doing that shit. We have to, because it's fucking weird. Because we could walk in the room and bond with other people, and they bonded with their people, but we could never really bond together. And I think that that's a problem. But,
Division.
Like, we're dope. We're magical, but we have to realize that when more magic comes into the room, it's not a problem. Ooh, that's what the
shouldn't be a problem.
Yo, and I got one more session with my therapist, and I had a meltdown last night. And I was like, yo, I can't believe she's leaving me. She's white. Next.
Okay. You know what? Last week I had forgot to talk about that plane that hit the bridge.
Yeah.
That was a horrible thing. I believe 2 sailors died. 2 people died.
Oh, no.
But
that was weird. That was scary.
It could have been even more scary if it did what happened in Maryland, where that ship hit the bridge and the bridge collapsed.
Ooh.
And then there was cars on there and it was a catastrophe.
I don't like getting on the bridge. When I be taking the Manhattan bus once in the blue, when they have to pass 125th and 2nd Avenue, I'm not comfortable.
I didn't want to say that when we went to ShopRite.
Yeah.
They had those cones on the bridge. The same way they have the cones on I-80 with the potholes.
Oh, that ShopRite bridge scares the fucking bejesus out of me.
I was like, why those cones there? I didn't want to say nothing to you, but I was kind of scared.
You was kind of scared, so you went and bought 2 pounds of olives. 2 pounds of mixed olives.
Mediterranean.
And then you was like, you was at my olives?
Oh, stop it.
Bucky Lawson, you crying because you ate my grapes. Pop Williams. But that's how I feel. I was like, yo, what the fuck? This nigga bought mad fucking olives. Like, that's crazy.
How about the inmate that killed his wife on a conjugal visit?
Oh, nah, that's scary.
That was scary, and that was weird.
You just ruined the joke. That was, she was beautiful.
Like, what in God's name was he thinking about? Why would he do that?
It had to be, in my opinion, like he knew he had what, 4 life
sentences,
consecutive life sentences, and he just felt like, or whatever he had, and I just felt like he was like, fuck it, she won't leave me the fuck alone, or he just, I don't know, like he
lost it.
Yeah, like that's weird, man. I had my times of doing visits, and thank God I left that shit in my teens, but the guy I was visiting was a real loser, bro. He was a real loser, and I mean, see, this is the thing, right? So Love After Lockup, I watch that every Friday, and I try my best to like really not watch it sometimes because it really be annoying me, like it be. But it's entertainment, and I'm saying,
is it triggering?
If you don't, at times, yeah. Oh, okay. If you don't know somebody and you want to go help somebody out, and you know what I mean, like you're not expecting nothing from it, the person's always gonna look at you like a fucking fool.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying about Papoose and his wife.
A person you meet could treat you, can try to play you, but a person like, come on, like. There's a lot of shit I could say because my brother, he did a lot of time. My brother passed away, but he did a lot of time. And I think his second child's mom, well, I think he loved both of them. Whatever. That's not my business. But I'm just going to say that for him to be my brother, I have to be transparent. He had his ways with women, like,
he did a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah, like, hello, that's your son. And it's like, so I mean, when I was talking to the person I was talking to, he was looking at me like, D, are you fucking stupid? Are you dumb? Like, I trained you to understand that this is not for you. Like, this is not for you. So that's a double-edged sword because basically like you doing this to somebody else's daughter. You doing this to somebody else's daughter. But I mean, at the end of the day, I say I would never do it again, and I mean that. I don't give a fuck. Like, no, don't send me nothing. I don't care, none of that shit. And like they're constantly looking for
a sucker.
Yeah, they're looking for a Vic. So I mean, if you're out there and you feel like your shit is real, you're a man, you're a woman, you want to look out for that person, and don't expect anything. Mm-hmm. But even if you don't expect anything, like still, like double don't expect anything. Don't think on that day when they get out, you don't know that fucking person. Even if, I'm not even gonna lie, even if you knew the person before they went in there and y'all had a relationship for you, but they might come out and change.
Yeah.
You don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? The PTSD a person had from there, they just be like, oh yeah, I cheated on you, because like my mind wasn't right.
Right.
Men do that even when they don't be locked up.
Exactly.
So just think about that shit, but.
Yeah. So what do you think about teens jumping each other? You saw something the other day on White Plains Road.
Yo, I was on my way home from work. I got a job. WERK was on my way home from work. Mm-hmm. And like I was like, yo, I don't like White Plains Road. It stinks. It's dirty. And these girls, she held her own though. I don't know her, but she held her own. Like they was bing,
how many of them jumped her?
It was 3 of them, and she was punching all of them. And then she got ready to pull her hood over her head so she could take it off. And I was screaming to myself, no, don't do it. And she was with her mom, and the mom looked like she had a toddler, and the mom was like, I said that's enough. Mm-hmm. That's my fucking daughter.
Right.
Bronx shit, New York shit, people shit. And so I'm looking like, damn, man. Like, what was the reason for that? Like, I just think that shit is corny. I've been jumped. I was jumped in middle school, and
that was horrible.
I bit the bitch in the thigh.
Ooh, she felt that.
Yeah,
shit.
I bit her like a terror. And
he was banging her head on the ground.
Yeah, because really, like, why did you?
Nothing happened to her. Because you would have gotten in trouble.
Why did you attack me? I wanted to be her friend. She was the popular girl. She had all the clothes. She had all the name brands, and it's not like I didn't have clothes. I didn't have the name brand, but now that I look back, I'm like, yo, I just wasn't doing certain shit that they was doing.
Yeah.
But the grown woman in me just feels like I have times where I'll be like, yo, I'm not over that shit, and this is like 20-something years ago. But
because she owes you an apology.
I feel like that.
She's saved now.
I feel like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
She's saved with a shitload of kids.
Life can really change you. I started going outside so much more. That was 6th grade. I started going outside so much more in the 8th grade because that just really fucked up my mental. I was never the popular girl in school. And now we know why. Because it's like, I'm not doing certain shit. There's a movie like that on Lifetime, and it's called 13. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Use your imagination.
To add on to that,
there's always shit like that going on. It doesn't matter what part of the world you come from, and listen to your fucking parents, because there's always gonna be somebody that wants you to be doing the dumb shit that they be doing, and like it's not fucking worth it. And yeah,
she had name brand stuff, but she didn't have the attention that you had.
She didn't have a
village.
Right.
She didn't have the right village.
Right.
Because her older sister was doing worse stuff than her.
Right.
And then encouraging her to do things that a kid shouldn't be doing. She shouldn't have been having some boyfriend telling her what to do on the way to school.
At 12, I was still playing with dolls. Like, I still couldn't ride my bike past the parking lot. So,
and you know, when there's violence in school and they don't listen to you and they didn't transfer you, I had to homeschool you.
Exactly. And after homeschool, I became a terror. But I'm just saying that, you
let loose. You let your hair down.
And I did. And I'm realizing, it wasn't a fun thing. And, people just want you to be what they are. And so that's what I'm saying. Shout out to the graduates once again.
Exactly.
Because there's going to be so many people that you're going to run into in this life, even in college. But more so in the teen years, that people try to throw off your path in life. Ooh, that's good. I should be a therapist. Bitch, I don't like school like that. But unless it's interesting. But so many people try to throw you off your life path. And even shout outs to the strippers, shout outs to the hustlers, shout out to every fucking body, because everybody has a path or
not
path. Nah, but I'm saying, like, shout out to people that got their shit together when everybody was against them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never gonna be like, oh no, fuck that. Like no. That person lifted themselves up. Middle school and high school is a very critical time in a lot of young girls' lives.
Right.
And it can either make you or break you. Because you could have the best fucking village in the world and you could still be following around some nigga, following around some friends that's like, yo, let's go do this or whatever. You could drink when you get older. You could smoke weed when you get older. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do when you get older. But not as a fucking kid doing grown people shit and then wondering why your mind is fucked up. These kids is out here on the fucking street. This shit is laced. Like, instead of being in college, you're 17 and you're begging for change on White Plains Road.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
That's scary. That's
and you
sad.
a handsome dude. And I'm seeing this everywhere.
Well,
that's not no shade to nobody, because I come from a family that had a lot of substance abuse. I'm sipping a substance right now. But I'm saying, like, come on. There's so much more to life. You can go to school and you can go to work and you can still do what you want to do on the weekend. If you want to sniff coke on the weekend, you can.
Oh, Lord.
I'm joking.
No.
But
I did a training yesterday, and even the host of that training, she was basically saying that everything is laced with fentanyl.
See what I'm saying?
Everything, even the marijuana. So they offering fentanyl strips to test it.
The drug counselor in the building.
Fentanyl strips to test to see what is in the drugs you're using.
Yeah. What made you want to become a drug counselor, though?
Actually, it was a professor that stopped me. I went to Hunter College to do the nutrition class, and I had missed the time, so I was lost in that building because that's a big campus.
That is. I've only walked past there.
She saw me and she said, "Are you lost?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, what did you come here for?" I said, "Well, I came here to do nutrition." And she said, "We have a program that we're starting up. It's the work study project." She said, anything that's called a project is a test.
Yeah.
And we're
like the project.
Vocational counselor. She explained to me what that was. The part that helps people find employment, and then they added the substance abuse part to that.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's how I got into that. I didn't make it in the first time. She told me to do an essay. I didn't get in. And somebody didn't get in. She called me. She said, "Tina, come down. There's a space. You can get in."
Is that when I was a kid and you was doing those interviews that whole weekend on everybody with the old school tape recorder.
That was it.
That's fly.
Yeah,
That's fly.
Yeah.
That's very, That was very good material. They kicked you out that program, though.
You got to be telling my business. Yeah, I got kicked out of the master's program because they said that I had a C average, C minus. And it was supposed to be a C plus or better. But listen, shut the fuck up. Everybody in there, I didn't cheat. I wasn't a cheater.
Right.
People made it because they was cheating. They was passing around these cheat notes, prior exams. Long story short, she called me down, the same lady that introduced me to the program, her and my other mentor, and the main lady, doctor, whatever her name is, I'm not going to say. And they kicked me out the program, and I sat there and I cried like a baby. But you know what?
Yeah.
It was a work-study project, and I had a job at a facility. A facility.
Cable guy.
A facility, and the director of that vocational educational department, she said, Tina, do you want to stay? And I said, yes. She said, let me ask my boss. And I wound up getting a job there anyway, still doing what I was doing as a student.
Money.
And then when I left that, I wound up going to Argus.
Oh,
and that's
shout
how I
out
got
to
my
Argus.
KSAC. That's how I got my KSAC, through Argus Community School on Prospect Avenue.
I got my GED there.
So
and they had
anybody
nice
out there has a substance problem and they want to get off of it and they want to become a substance abuse counselor,
and go back to school.
Try Argus. It was a 9-month rigorous program, but it was worth it. You get a KSAC-T, and then after you get a job, you work your way to get your KSAC. And a lot of people moved up the ladder. You know what's the funny thing about that?
No.
One lady, I was her counselor. I was her counselor in the beginning, and then she wound up becoming my director.
What a small freaking
She came
world.
from prison. She moved up the ladder. She went back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, she had so much stuff under her belt. And when she went back to school, she got her bachelor's, she got her master's, and she wound up being a freaking director.
Listen.
And when I went there with my KSAC-T, she said, Miss Tina. I said, you can't be calling me that. You're my boss. And we laughed.
Yeah.
You know. But shout out to all the KSACs and all the licensed mental health counselors and the social workers, because that's a real difficult population to work with.
It's challenging.
It's very challenging.
At least you had your own office.
I had my own office twice, and it was a good thing.
Yeah. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I'm sharing this with her. No, just
well,
joking.
This is it. If we have enough time tomorrow, we will definitely lock back in with y'all because we don't get a chance to see y'all like that.
We have a lady running for mayor. Her name is Adams as well. And it's also African Liberation Day on Monday.
Hey!
Okay. The 25th.
Red, black, and green,
Wait,
baby.
no, the 25th is Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay, African Liberation Day is May 25th.
Y'all might not see us though, because my nephew is coming today. And my brother's birthday, God rest his soul, is on Tuesday. So we will be going out and I will be making a vlog. I don't know if I'm going to bring my ring light with me. I don't know if my brother Raymond is going to want to even be on camera.
Probably not.
But I will do my best to get me and my mom to get on there. But anyway, it's Friday. It's early. And we usually do this later. But it is time to go.
Okay.
And I'm going to buy up some more data so that we could see each other more.
Okay.
And shout out to the Perfect Body Health System because I see y'all in my comments. And I rock with y'all. Y'all know I rock with y'all all day. Y'all have helped me get through some things in my life. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
To buy
Happy Memorial Day.
things. And I know that he's out there.